Hi all, this is a PowerPoint presentation that I would usually do in class with you. However, I've now had to put them on YouTube, and this is probably where you're watching it. So tree conversion. So tree conversion is the method of converting logs, like you can see in the picture there, into planks. And from there we can then use those planks. We'll dry them, which we're going to deal with it later, and we'll use them for making furniture and all the things we do with the wood that we may use in the woodwork room. And it's important to know the process involved so that we can manipulate the planks and use it to the best of our advantage. So tree conversion, trees are cut down during winter as there is less growth, therefore less sap. Okay, the trees are asleep, if you like. It also doesn't, if you cut down a tree during the summer, it'll take more edge off your chainsaw, which will mean that your equipment will get duller quicker. So that's another reason why they cut them down in winter. After felling the trees, they're transported then to the sawmills, where they're going to be cut into where they're going to be cut into the boards. This process of cutting logs into boards is known as conversion, and there are three main methods of conversion. So the first one being true and true, the second one being tangential, and the third one being quarter sawing. Three methods, and we're going to talk about these in the next couple of slides. There are three methods because of the end use of that particular piece of timber. If it's a cheap piece of timber like a spruce or something that grows quite quickly, we'll use the true and true method. If we have an expensive long, I suppose when I say long, I mean it took maybe, if we had a piece of hardwood like an oak tree that would have taken maybe 80 years to grow, then we would use a more expensive method of conversion, such as tangential and quarter sawing. So first of all, true and true sawing. This is one of the most popular methods of sawing. The log is cut in parallel cuts in the direction of the grain, just like you see there on the slide there. It isn't great because you've got heartwood and sapwood contained in the same plank, which would mean that your plank will be more susceptible to cupping and warping and twisting later on, which isn't good. These types of trees and planks, I suppose, will be used maybe in garden furniture or in fencing poles, etc., where the type of timber may have a life of maybe 1 to 5 years. So the advantages are there: it's low cost and fast. Maximum width of planks obtained from the log. You've got little waste, and it can reveal an attractive grain pattern. Disadvantages: it's not suitable for structural timbers, which lowers the value of the wood. With this method, cupping caused by tangential shrinkage is a problem. Cupping is the warping of the plank away from the heart of the tree. Tangential sawing. The cut is made at a tangent to the annual rings, like you see there in the drawing on the left hand side of this slide here. So the cut is made tangential to the annual rings. The log must be turned after each cut, which can be slow and time consuming. Right? Timber will display a flame grain, which again adds value to the wood. The advantages: it produces a board with flame figure. Tangential boards are strong boards used for beams and joists in construction, which adds value. Heartwood and sapwood are easily separated, which means we can, when it comes to drying these timbers out from the 50% moisture that they're at the moment, which is known as green timber, drying that out to 20% and less, if the heartwood and the sapwood are separated, it makes that process easier. These boards can take a nail without splitting because of the position of their annual rings. The disadvantages are it's prone to shrinkage, and it's an expensive, slow process because the plank has to be turned to 90 degrees for each cut. This method leaves the annual rings, I suppose quarter sawing, this method leaves the annual rings of the converted board timber meeting the face of the board at 45 degrees or more. This means that the board is harder wearing, and it's a very common method for floorboards, this method of conversion. Very common with oak flooring. It is important to note that the log must be rotated each time a cut is taken. This method can bring the best features in wood, as it produces the silver grain, which has clearly defined medullary rays. The advantages: an attractive grain pattern is produced. The boards are more stable and shrink less. Boards wear more evenly, important for flooring. Its disadvantage is an expensive method, as the log has to be first quartered, then turned for every cut. Because the log is quartered, then cut again, narrower boards are produced. And this is the question here that I want you to do once you have this slide completed. Okay, and good stuff. Thanks very much.